Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Back in 2021, 4 years ago, when Scotland was still ruled by Queen Nick, who was still as repugnant and obnoxious as she is today, she said then that Scotland had failed in one particular area of policy and that she was going to vow to make it her work, her life's work, to fix the problem. The problem, of course, was the huge spate of drug deaths that had plagued Scotland for years. And here we are 4 years on, and what's happened? Well, the problem, of course, has got worse, and there are many reasons, not least of which, of course, was the raising of minimum unit price for alcohol. It made the alternatives much more affordable. You know, people like to sometimes escape reality. And when one thing is too expensive, they try something else. And this is what has been happening. There's been a lack of leadership on it. The deaths have increased. The problem's getting worse. And when she said at the time, just prior to relieving herself and the country of her leadership, she said she'd taken the eye off the ball, as it were, and she hadn't been concentrating on it. But surely, if it was her life's work, that she wouldn't have done that. So unless that thing was just some bullshit that comes out of her mouth for a soundbite, that doesn't surprise me. Then it was, of course, just so much rubbish, wasn't it? Like so much of her policies. It's an embarrassing figure, with these steadily worsening figures. And they got the highest number of drug misuse deaths on record, where there was 1,339 deaths. That's 26, or nearly 26 per 100,000 people. It's the worst in Europe. It is the absolute pits. And as I say, it's nothing that couldn't have been avoided. And subsequently, they've tried lots of different things, all of which have failed, because these people are so arrogant, they refuse to listen to the experts, because they have it in their mind, if they do this, then it'll work. Then the experts will come along and say, no, it's a really bad idea. But by which time they've convinced themselves that it's a good idea, and they can't have anyone tell them otherwise. Sheer fucking hubris. The 2023 figure fell slightly from that 1,300 to 1,172, and it's the last year for which the figures are available. The New Year's figures for last year will be out shortly, March, I think. But I bet it won't be much better or worse. It'll be around the same levels. Now, a survey of alcohol and drug dependencies, these organisations, found that most disagreed when asked the government if the government was providing effective leadership. They basically all said no, because they're not. Because it would cost money. And so they can sit there and announce things, because announcing things is cheap. Doing, that's the problem. They haven't got the money to be doing. They're busy sending fat oafs first class around the world and maintaining their pretendy embassies. That's why Scotland is slowly sinking into the mire under the SNP. Ain't going to change, is it? Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.